Hey, 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 Aries, what's happening? Deja Lu, psychic medium here. Let's hang out. Let's talk. Let's figure out what you're going to be going through and how you can get through it and all of that fun stuff, okay? I've already pulled some cards here and I'm excited to get into it with you today. I always forget, so I'm just gonna throw it in there at the beginning. Give me a like and a follow, comment if you know if you're satisfied with what you see here, okay? So book an appointment if you want. Also, I have appointments available. But anyways, let's get to the video here. So the first question that I asked was what it is that you will be going through. And I kind of look at this like the ego, like what's going through your mind and your ego and stuff like that. And so I have to be real here. I feel a lot of self doubt and triggers from childhood. Um, Maybe when you were younger, it doesn't even necessarily have to be, it's just in the past, right? But like this doesn't feel real good. Like maybe um, I feel a lot around work. So, whoever this is for, if you're not working, then consider this as your purpose, right? We all have a purpose, whether we're doing it to get paid or whatever the case may be. We all serve a purpose, even if it's just being a mother. So you fit it however. It's a big collective, but it's kind of interesting because I got 9-9 at the end of the spread. And so that number may be important to you, like 99 or September 9th or um, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's the year you graduated or something, you know? Um, and that's interesting because as I said that, I noticed that I also have an 8 and I graduated in 98. But, anyways, back to where we were. I think that there needs to be some deeper introspection here on what it is that you are wanting to do or what your purpose is. A lot of times we find our purpose in our darkest time and our struggles. And we are able to have compassion and understanding for others whenever someone else is going through it or in our purpose. Some people, they become beauticians so that they can help women step into their power and into their beauty and all of that. um, Maybe someone might become a cook because they were homeless and their food was their joy, right? Like, think of for you in a deeper way what is meaningful to you, because this feels as though maybe you are, right? Maybe this is where your focus is, trying to figure out, what it is that you can do in order to have more flow. I see some choices that need to be made here for you to be able to get to your highest power. But like, this is on this, like, it's coming. Like, I feel like you are happening, or it's happening, but you're being hard on yourself about it, okay? So, with that being said, accept where you're at in your business journey. You're not at the beginning. It's not the end either. You're in a good place. Yes, you still have more to learn, but you're not a beginner, right? So own your growth and have the courage to believe in yourself and what this is that you need to continue to be doing, okay? But I have 8 of Pentacles, which is working too hard, Pay attention if you're trying to like be a perfectionist on things, okay? Um, perfectly imperfect is everything. That's what another statement that goes with that is art happens. You know, when we are creating, like for me, I make dream catchers. When I make dream catchers, they end up looking the way that they're meant to look. A lot of times, my mistake is beneficial to the end look. So, you know, it happens. If I was perfect through it all, then it wouldn't end up being what it is. But I have Eight of Pentacles. So that's someone that could be being crafty. It's somebody who's developing and growing and learning, you know. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Working hard, concentrating, which is great. I love all of that. That's such a good feeling for you. But then after that comes in 5 and 6, which is 6 of Cups, 5 of Swords. And this is a feeling of someone wanting to go back to when they were younger and do something else, wishing that their life wouldn't have turned out the way that it did, or bad memories coming up, a difficult childhood. You know, like I said, a lot of people, they find their light in the darkness or what they're supposed to be doing. And then you have 5 of Swords, which is betrayal, failure, defeat, humiliation, frustrated, all of these crazy things here. But you need to be proud of what you have accomplished and what you have done, you know, because I mean, you can use your mistakes as guidance, right? They all serve a purpose. And maybe it's meant to be that way, you know? And then the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles. This is introspection to get you to your highest good, you know? Nine of Pentacles, that's success. That's prosperity. That's enjoying the fruits of your labor. Good news. Whatever it is, if you're waiting on hearing for something, it's good news. And I love that for you. Just try not to let these bad memories trigger you or hold you back. Like, say someone told you that you shouldn't do that because it's not going to make you enough money or whatever. Whatever it you know, it's up to you to decide. It's nobody else's. You know, everybody has different hopes and dreams, so don't let that trigger you. Also, it could be an imbalance, right? Like, maybe you didn't realize that you weren't going to be making enough money doing what you were, you know, what you thought you were going to. But regardless, the next thing I went into that I wanted to go into was the feelings of what you're feeling around all of this. You know, because your mind could be doing one thing, but your feelings is doing another, which is always that crazy feeling, you know. And I have opportunity beckons, which tells me that something has come up that, you know, new opportunities for you. You have a choice. You have these deeper contemplations, and you need to figure out how that you're able to find balance. This come out in reverse. So it's like it's not working for you no matter how hard you try. You thought it was a good opportunity, but now that you're actually doing it, it doesn't feel as good as you thought it was going to feel. And observe, this is disconnecting from the feelings, disconnecting from anyone around you. But you're working hard, but you're not feeling anything. There's no purpose. There's no meaning, right? It's not fulfilling. So you can get, you know, $1 million, but it's not worth it to you to have to continue to do what you're doing. So that is a really hard feeling. And then I have Master. This is a feeling of being more advanced or in control of the situation and focusing on determination and things. So even though you know that it's not working for you, you're determined to make it work, and you're trying new things to figure out how to reconnect again to feel good. And I have giving and receiving in reverse. And so this is a feeling that it's not enough. You're not making enough money, or they're not doing enough for you in return. Maybe they've given you too many responsibilities. But this feeling is not good, because it feels like give and give and give and give, and you don't receive and um, or you're the one doing it all and no one else is putting in. Again, you fit it however you want to fit it. But those aren't the best feelings overall. But I have to say, whenever I look at this opportunity beckons, again, maybe that's the message here, is to know that the opportunity may look good, but a heads up, because it's not going to feel um, as good as you think that it's going to. And also, I'm getting something around, make sure you read the fine print, right? Like, what all does this job really detail? What really is all my responsibilities? This paper is only showing me a piece of it. Let's go in depth here, right? Like, let's keep it black and white and simple so that you can make a choice. How is this going to benefit me? And really look at that, because there needs to be balance. And also, with that being said, you can go to somebody and say, this ain't working for me. I'd be happy to take this opportunity, but we need to make some adjustments, or maybe, is there a way that I can not work on Friday, because my kids have this and this, and I need to be able to get there. And if it's not a job thing and this is in life thing, this is the people around you that's making you feel like, maybe they're not doing enough. Give them chores, ask them to help you. And if it's friends, then help them understand. I mean, you're disconnected here. So you gotta try to see what they're feeling, and what is it, the fact that you're not giving them enough attention. What can surround your friends, bring them closer, find ways to celebrate them, figure out what each relationship, what purpose it serves, because that'll give you a distraction from all this work up here, right? Is that the problem? Is that there's no work-life balance? Figure that out. How can you balance that? So then in this contemplation, I thought to ask specifically about work, because I felt like this was all around it. And the big thing that I got here is, let's see here, what do I feel here? To make sure that you ask for guidance where you need to ask for guidance. It's available. You can get it. Figure out, I feel real big around like charity and stuff in this energy as well. Whether it be somebody who can, make food for the homeless, or donate clothes to the homeless. You see what I'm saying? Or helping somebody with tough childhood. you know. Maybe um, you can help someone through an abuse situation. Maybe this is your work, right? Maybe that's why it's all work, because you're just so focused on helping everyone and you've got a long list of people that you need to help, but not enough time. So find that balance. But then I got do what you love. Recognition for the highest quality of work, especially creative endeavors. Being paid well for your craft, working well with others, an excellent reputation. So that could potentially be, a pat on the back. You're feeling unappreciated, or maybe someone comes to you and say, wow, I really appreciate all you do. You're doing such a good job. But instead, you're like, no, it's not perfect. And you totally tear apart your project, right? Or whatever it is that you're working on. It could be better, you know, because I also, Aries is fire, and I feel the fiery energy in all of this, that because it's not balanced, I feel some possible way of like anger stuff, or trying to control the situation in an over in a harsh way almost. So be careful of that. Um and then I also got the feeling of, yeah, almost like don't be too blunt. Make sure that you are being careful how you word things. Um, Make sure you're paying attention to your documents. That's really important. Um, it's like something's missing, right? Like they're not telling you the whole deal here. So be sure um, you consider. I don't know, I feel triggered, almost like you're getting a piece of information that you didn't expect, and it's hard for you to sit in it. So you're like really angry, and you can't understand why they're doing this. And with that being said, I the best explanation I can give right now is to keep it black and white, and simple, the best way you know how. Affirmation, I was going to start with this and I forgot. I got luck is on your side, and take time to breathe out. So you got to take time and acknowledge your feelings of what you're feeling, your frustration, your anger. Acknowledge all of it. And then, trust that the universe is going to help you get through this situation. Try to bite your tongue, and not lash out at anyone, because, balance, it's got to be had. So there's got to be a deeper discussion. There's got to be a deeper discussion here. Isn't that a beautiful card? I love this card. Balance got to be had. You're really struggling with that. There's multiple cards that show me that you are struggling with this. So you got to make a choice. You got to make a choice and figure out what can work for you. And then I talked about the anger of stuff, and I have expression. I gotta cover some stuff there. It's a beautiful card, but it's got a little more than we want to see. Or that they'll let me show. But it's expression. So I just wanted to read under here about potential blocks. And it says, beware of getting lost in the explosive cycle. Not all emotions need to be released explosively. Doing so is actually bad for the nervous system and can create an unhealthy cycle where your systems try to explosively release all the time without actually processing the core emotion. Practice leaning into emotions and see how they need to come out instead of getting worked up into a frenzy every time a wave of emotion hits. Practice emotional awareness. Don't just explode at everyone and everything in your life. Another block could be that old emotions you thought you cleared are coming up again. It's hard to continually work through the same emotions again and again. If the same thing keeps coming up, ask yourself, is this just a shadow of something old trying to distract me? Or is this a deeper layer to something not been working through that needs to be held and addressed? Either way, allow yourself to feel the frustration that comes up. All emotions are valid and deserving expressions. And then here's an exercise that says, when an emotion arises, pause and ask yourself, how does this emotion want to be expressed? Instead of spiraling in it, try holding it and letting it run its course. Is there a way to make that happen? You can dance, write, draw, yell, or do anything that helps you express yourself. Go to a rage room if you need to. Like I have Aries moon and rising sign. So I feel you guys on this. Like it sometimes we can lash out. Sometimes we can speak before we should, you know. But you know, it is what it is. And so then I ask here, I ask about shadow work. What's something that you can do to work on besides what I already gave you here? How can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? Growing our self-love is medicine to the world's broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you are able to give the world more grace. Look at yourself with the grace filter. You are meant to be in this moment of your life. Release the inner critic and fill in the hole with your soul's truth. That you are infinite, you are loved, and you are already there. And then, what is my body telling me right now? Our body speaks to us. Through physical pain and discomfort, our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears, and the beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. Today's soul action. Oh, it's going to tell you to get a book, but we'll go ahead and disregard that. But yeah, so I hope that helps. Oh, and I forgot the spicy stuff. Guess it was meant to stay till the end. But I ask what lies beneath, you know, because there's always stuff that's going on that isn't known or seen or, you know, whatever the case may be. I got toxic. And I think this is you being too hard on yourself. Tired of the drama. And in their feels. Which is kind of interesting because it's got, it's a condom there. But emotions are running high. There's a lot going on in the world. So I could see tired of the drama completely. I am so tired of the drama too. And maybe that's what is part of what's triggering you in your work life is because, you know, there's so much changes going on in the world. It's crazy. But of course, toxic, you know, but try to be more, you know, compassionate with yourself and be proud of where you are in your journey. It's all a process and it takes time. But like I showed you, you know, with deeper contemplation and really thinking about what it is that, you know, how can I, or what can I do in my life right now that will be beneficial to the balance and allow me to be able to express myself and to do whatever to make things happen the way that they need to happen. But choices need to be made, you know. I'm honestly kind of sick of change right now. But it is what it is. But I'm just along for the ride and the journey, and just to see where things are going, and working on the best that I can. And this is for you too, about understanding that we don't need instant gratification, that sometimes things take longer than expected, and finding the patience in that. And also know that uh, sometimes we got to pay attention to allowing everything around us to trigger us, because it may not be affecting our direct life, but it is affecting everyone and everything else around you. My flame just got really big on my candle. But anyways, I hope that help. If it helps, if you guys want more help, please reach out. Comment below. Tell me what's going on. Um, this is how we learn. You know, I love doing this for you guys. And I love you all. But take care of you. Bye for now.